Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? Thanks for joining us this evening. My name is Rick Reese. I'll be your presenter. The plan for this evening is to share the Vortex with you to give you some information on the Surge 365 Vortex. This is a free complimentary link, and I just want to, especially for people who are not in our Surge 365 business, this is a free complimentary link. If you are a friend or a VIP guest, make sure following the presentation that you get your complimentary link. We're going to share some information and then we'll actually demonstrate the Vortex and show you some of the Vortex savings. Well, the Vortex is a free link for our VIP guests, our customers. And if you are a supporter for churches that give out to their congregation, if you are a nonprofit to give out to their membership base, and bottom line is you save money with the Vortex. If you're planning a vacation right now, make sure you get that complimentary link, and because it's going to save you money for hotels, cruises, car rentals. You'll save up to 60%, folks. For hotels, for flights, the prices are competitively priced, but truly it is a win-win. Now, if you're an organization, this is a great tool, as you'll see demonstrated, where you can raise money 24/7. But let's take a look at the Vortex. Now, everyone needs the Vortex. Whether you are a nonprofit, if you've got a nonprofit, you have members, you can give the free Vortex link out to your membership base as a thank you for being a member. They'll save money, and that's a great fundraising tool. You'll earn 60% of whatever they save. If you are a ministry, give it out to your congregation. They can give it out to friends and family, strangers, put it on social media, and everyone saves money. And 60% of the money that's saved, and it's all self-booking, comes back to your organization. You may say, Rick, I'm looking to create another stream of income. I don't want to sell any products. I don't want to do it. I just want to make money. So when you come into Surge, this is a free link. Give it out to friends, family, even strangers. Put it on social media. They go to that link. They'll be able to book their travel. They save, you earn 60% of what they save. That's a pretty neat income stream coming in. We actually sit down and we work with businesses as well. Businesses, we show them how to turn travel expenses into revenue, and that's Surge 365. Now, here's an example of the savings you can realize booking through the Vortex. Again, the owner of the Vortex is earning 60% of the money that's saved. So, for example, Orlando. Person books a trip to Orlando, move aside Expedia, move aside Priceline, Travelocity. Oh, by the way, here's an insider secret. Priceline and Expedia own all the other companies out there. They own Cheap Tickets. They own Trivago. They own Get a Room. They own all the other companies, and they set the public price. So the Vortex, using technology, when you book this Orlando trip, it goes out and it looks at that public price, and it has an algorithm that brings the price to the Vortex up to 60% less. In this case, they're saving $67. You earn, if you are the owner of the Vortex, the money that's saved. So you're earning $40, which is the 60% of the 67. If you're booking Bali, let's go to Bali. The Vortex will go out and it'll look at the Expedia Priceline price, the public price, and we'll demonstrate this afterwards after we do a short slide presentation, and it'll come in up to 60% less and saving $250. If you are the owner of the Vortex, and you may be a church, you may be an organization, you don't have to manage this. $150, 60% of whatever is saved. That's huge. Now here at Surge 365, our business model is different. Expedia, Priceline spend a ton of money on advertising. In fact, $885 million a month. Last year, that totaled $10.6 billion. We're saying, no, let's pay that out to people who can pass it by word of mouth. We'd rather pay you instead. We pay you in your book. Currently, where are you booking? Where's your money going? Is it going to Expedia, Trivago? Is it going to Priceline? Expedia this year, over $85 billion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all we're doing is we're looking at a tool, the Vortex, that will harness and redirect the profit that's flowing away from you to now come to you. So this is what the Vortex looks like. So when you join Surge 365, again, whether you're an individual, whether you're an organization, whether you are a church, congregation, business, this is a free link. Give it out to the world. You can put this link on your website. You can put it in a newsletter. So when the customer goes to this link, they've got to create their own personal profile. So first name, last name, email address, make up a password, confirm that password, click instant access. They'll get a confirmation email. In that email is an activation link. They click that activation link and they're into the Vortex. They can book their hotels, resorts, weekly stays, cruises, cars, flights. They can even get traveler's insurance. And we're going to show you how we beat the big guys 85 to 90% of the time. We have a real-time demonstration following the slides. Now, we call this click and order earnings. You may say, Rick, I want to supplement my income. Or I need to raise money from a church or organization. Now, imagine earning 60% of what the members and supporters save. Ladies and gentlemen, that's huge. Let's say 50 people book travel through the site and they save an average of $50. You just raised or earned $1,500. See, now you're making money like Expedia. Nobody calls them. They don't talk to anyone. They're not in travel. They're just connecting buyers to the travel suppliers. We're just giving them the boot as the middleman and putting you there. What if 100 people book travel through that free link? And let's say they save $50 on that trip. You just raised $3,000, or you just earned $3,000. Now that's how you want to make money. Well, Rick, we're an organization, 5,000 strong. Okay, well, let's say 500 of the folks in your organization went to that free Vortex link and they booked and they saved an average of $50. You just raised or earned $15,000. What would you do with an extra $15,000? Now, this is truly the ultimate fundraiser. Think about this. If only 20%, if you're an organization, let's say, or a nonprofit, 20% of your membership base took one trip per year and saved $50 on that one trip, that one vacation. Now, if you're a ministry of 1,500 people, you just raised $9,000. If you're an association of 10,000 members, you just raised $60,000. Where would that money have gone? To Expedia, to Travelocity? See, folks, this is a tool that harnesses and redirects that wealth that flows away from you to now come to you. If you're a nonprofit of 80,000 members, you just raised $480,000. These are the very hidden treasures and riches stored in secret places that makes the world so much money. I'm a believer, so it's like, hey, we need this money in the kingdom. Now, what if you are an alumni association of 175,000 members? Ladies and gentlemen, that's $1 million. Do you need funds? Well, you need the Vortex. I want you to think about this, the next 3 slides. Now imagine Hurricane Florence, Category 5 strength, more than 1 million people ordered to evacuate. Now imagine if the churches and the schools and the organizations in the affected area had a free Vortex link to give out to all of those folks evacuating. They could have raised the money that they need and then some. How about Hawaii? When Hurricane Lane hit Hawaii, more recently, I guess we've got New Orleans. When people evacuate, imagine if those organizations and churches had a free link to give out. Now for Hawaii, they had to stay. Many of the vacationers had to extend their stay a couple of weeks. Imagine if they had that free Vortex link to help those vacationers save money. The Vortex, whether it's bought by itself or whether it's bought with the Vortex Platinum package, comes with a guarantee. We know you just can't lose. And a lot of people, they have that fear of failure that stops them from doing everything. Here's how the guarantee works. Share the Vortex link with 10 people a month. They just register. They don't even have to book. Complete 60-day training, which shows you how to more effectively market the Vortex on social media. Now, if you're unhappy with the financial results, after 12 months, we'll buy the Vortex back, less the money you make. You just can't lose. The money on the table, whether you be an individual, whether you be a business, turning travel expenses into revenue, whether you be an organization or a church or a school, the money on the table, people booking travel online, $704 billion in 2018. Just yesterday, $18 billion. See, folks, you have a chance to participate in a huge industry and redirect wealth. By 2019, we're looking at $762 billion. Do you need money? Well, Serge, all we're doing is we're connecting you now to the same travel suppliers who pay whomever sends a business. That just makes sense. Well, let's wrap up and we'll show you a real live demonstration in just a moment. If you are looking for a great fundraising tool, or even just to make money, generate funds from an existing network of members and supporters, it's summertime. People are traveling anyway. 80 churches a day are closing their doors while the members are planning vacations. Get paid for performance and productivity. No glass ceiling on earnings. This is just business. That's all it is. There's no glass ceiling. We're taking market share. Low participation rate still produces significant revenue. Accountability is huge. Reports are generated. You can download these reports that track everything, hand them to your accountant, and away you go. Online bookings and changes are handled directly with the travel vendor. I really like that one because you're not in the travel business. Just like Expedia, they're not in the travel business. When a person books through the Vortex, they're working with Carnival Cruise customer service, American Airlines customer service, Avis car rental customer service, not you. Travel cash rewards are paid by the travel vendors, not your supporters. I really like this one as well because it's not a jacked up price. No, we're just doing something different with the profit that Expedia keeps 100%. We're saying no. Let's take this profit paid by the travel vendors and let's pass on a savings up to 60% of that person booking through this complimentary link. And then let's pay up to 60% of whatever that is to the owner of the Vortex. If it's $100 savings, that's $60 coming to the owner. That's huge. The campaign requires virtually no management overhead. Now, if you've ever worked a traditional fundraising program, you have learned to run. Anytime you hear them talking about car wash, chicken dinner, events where you have a lot of man hours, little money. No, this is point them to the link and let them book. It's not contractual. If it's working, you keep going. If it's not, you simply stop. Rick, this sounds fantastic. Okay, we'll get back with the person that invited you to this little short presentation and say, hey, I want my complimentary link, or better still, if you're an organization, an individual, a business, a school, say, I want the Vortex. Okay, now, if you even just saw this part of the presentation before I go live, get back with the person and get your complimentary Vortex, and that'll give you access to unlimited savings, up to 60% off hotels, car rentals, and so much more. Now, you want to do it as soon as you can. It's limited, folks.